Hello, welcome to Japan After Dark. Thanks for joining us.
I'm David.
I'm Alex.
And this week, Okinawa week.
Taco rice,
Tacos on rice.
Soki Soba,
Pork noodles.
awamori.
Demon juice.
Oh,
Orion beer.
space beer. Have you ever been to Okinawa before?
I've never been to Okinawa.
Really? Oh.
I'd really love to go there. Seems like a really cool place.
I'm kind of surprised. You've traveled around quite a bit.
Yeah. Just one place I never got to, I guess.
Really? It is kind of like out of the way.
I don't like flying that much. So.
I have the same feeling as you. I've been to Okinawa 3 times, I guess. The first 2 times I went there to do scuba diving. Yeah, so I got my scuba license the first time. Second time was another like scuba trip. And the third time I went with my wife and we didn't scuba. Though she does have a license.
Okay.
We just did snorkeling. Such a beautiful place. Like really clean and pretty beaches.
It's kind of like a paradise place to me. So,
yeah. The city though, like in a lot of ways it reminds me of Florida. Growing up in Jacksonville, Florida, there are several like military bases around. And Okinawa, especially like the Naha area, has the same kind of vibe to that. Like very like tropical setting. Very warm, like right next to the beach. But then you see like, you know, fighter jets like going over there, like all of a sudden, and it goes on all day. Hanging out in Okinawa has been the closest I've felt to America, I think.
Because of the military bases there.
Yeah.
The food they have there.
Yeah. Another example is if you drive in Okinawa, you'll notice that like whatever car you're driving can pick up on the military radio stations. And like they're essentially like, you know, like civilian US radio stations, but with more like American military base PSAs. Like Okinawa is a beautiful place, but remember there's a curfew at 7 p.m. like that kind of thing.
It's definitely a place I want to visit after the pandemic passes, I guess.
We should go together sometime.
Yeah,
like
that'd be awesome. Yeah,
it's not that far from here. It only takes like an hour and a half or 2 hours by plane.
Okay. Yeah, we could do some reviews, some
That'd be cool.
restaurants, and
Stay tuned to a future Okinawa vlog, I guess.
The first thing we're going to try today is Soki Soba.
Soki Soba.
Yeah. Have you ever had Soki Soba before?
Yes, I have. This would be the first traditional Okinawa dish that I tried when I visited Okinawa. So Soki Soba is basically, it's a hot soba noodle dish with pork rib added.
So it's kind of like an Okinawan ramen, I guess.
Yeah.
In a way.
And I believe they serve it with like the actual like rib bone in there too. Yeah.
I guess it's very slow cooked. Pork, tender pork.
I remember it being very tender.
Yeah.
Like it was delicious. I was kind of thrown aback when I first tried it.
Is it a pork soup as well? Pork based soup?
The broth? I don't recall, but I would imagine so, yes.
Today's one is a instant version, so just a cup noodle, like a 100 yen version. So be interesting to see how it compares to the one you ate. So.
I'm very curious to see how this translates to a like instant noodle version.
I have had this dish in Matsuyama before.
Soki Soba?
Yeah.
Really?
In a izakaya, yeah.
Was it like an Okinawa izakaya?
Yeah. Yeah, Okinawan themed restaurant. So they had all the usual Okinawan dishes like goya champuru, soki soba, taco rice. Yeah, it was good. Like the noodles were a bit kind of like udon thickness, kind of a thick noodle, and and it didn't have like pork bone or anything in it, but it did have a pretty deep pork soup. So yeah, but I can imagine the one in Okinawa is richer than this one.
If I recall correctly, the dish I got in Okinawa actually was like a rib, with like really tender meat, like still stuck on it.
Oh, it's falling off the bone.
Yeah, just like thrown in there.
So this one has some hydrated pork on top. I think it has little pieces of omelette. At first I thought this was corn. It's actually little omelette pieces, I think. So
yeah, that's not corn.
And it also came with a little sachet of beni shoga, or pickled ginger.
Oh yes, I can see the ginger in there.
Did the one in Okinawa have ginger on top?
I don't recall.
Okay.
That was several years ago.
Okay, let's try out the noodles. So.
Alright.
Itadakimasu.
As for the noodles, unsurprisingly, instant noodle quality. Like, closer to cardboard than noodle.
Yeah, they're kind of your standard ones, so a little bit like a flat style, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe a little thicker than normal instant noodles. I don't know why, but I feel like this would be good with like black pepper or something to like cut through the saltiness.
Yeah.
There's the oiliness to it.
Yeah.
So, usual kind of instant noodle pork.
Yeah.
It actually has a little kind of sweet taste.
It does.
If you try it by itself.
I will say the volume of the pork in this is an insane downgrade from the actual dish. It's like going from like 100 down to like 2 maybe.
But occasionally you get like a little hit of ginger, which is also quite nice.
Yeah. I think the soup is pretty balanced. I'd imagine this would go for 500, 600, 700 yen.
Do you mean the real dish?
Yeah, like in a shop in Okinawa, if I were to guess.
But you get like that big piece of pork and complex broth and handmade noodles, I'm guessing. So of course it's very difficult for us to get that kind of level one with Matsuyama. So this is kind of a preview of that, I guess. Well, it's cup ramen is what it is.
That's right, yeah. You can't really compare the two. So obviously this is very different from the original dish, but it does have, Soki Soba on the packaging. That's what it's being marketed as.
Yeah.
So taking that into consideration, what is your opinion on this item we have today?
Like if I'm reviewing it in the cup noodle world, then
let's start first. Do you think it's worthy of having the Soki Soba labeling on it?
I don't know. I've never had the one in Okinawa. Does it remind you of that in any level? On any level? Like if you ate this blindfolded, would you think Soki Soba? If you didn't know it was Soki Soba?
Not really.
You just think it's like a pork noodle.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, there's barely any pork in there.
Like a salty pork-based regular cup noodle or something.
Again, I'm not an expert on Soki Soba, so...
I don't think it's like the most famous dish in Okinawa. I think there are more famous ones, like Goya Champuru maybe, but...
Yeah, that's pretty famous too.
Yeah.
Or like a umiburo.
Like, I wouldn't eat this and go, I have to go to Okinawa tomorrow to eat Soki Soba.
Right. Obviously. Ooh, I got that ginger.
Ginger's good. Yeah. Score, I would go 2.5.
I was going to say 2.5 as well.
2.5?
Yeah. It's below average.
It's like bang in the middle.
Well, I guess 2.5 is the average, right?
Yeah, it's like bang in the middle.
Yep.
Instant noodles, I would say.
Okay, our next dish for today is taco rice.
Taco rice.
Yeah.
Is that octopus on rice?
It is the like the Mexican taco.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tacos.
But without
A taco shell.
Yeah, without a tortilla. So do you know anything about the history of taco rice?
I know just a couple of things. So I think it was invented in the 1980s. Yeah, by a guy named the guy's name was Matsuo Giho, and I think he had like a couple of cafes in Okinawa. Before that, maybe tacos were being sold in some diners due to the US military bases.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Tex-Mex food maybe was for the Americans.
Right.
There.
Yeah. So typically in Japan, obviously outside of big cities where you can find everything, most people don't really know what Mexican food is. Like if you say taco, they think, octopus.
Yeah. But if you say tacos,
Yeah.
then they get the difference. I think they
Yeah.
pluralize it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This taco rice today is made with agu pork, which I believe is a very famous breed of pork in Okinawa. I think it's a little expensive as well. So I actually picked this up in Takashimaya department store. So
okay.
This was 700 yen for 2 portions.
That is quite pricey.
Yeah.
Oh.
It comes with 2 packs of the taco meat sauce made from the agu pork, and it has 2 sachets of hot sauce as well. Yeah, do you know much about agu pork?
I don't know. This is my first time hearing.
Oh, really?
Agu
Okay.
pork. No.
Yeah, I only heard of it about 6 months ago for the first time. So in that Okinawa restaurant I ate Soki Soba, they were serving agu pork gyoza. So I asked the staff what's agu pork, and they said it's like a special kind of pork from Okinawa.
Cool.
And it turns out it was first imported from China about 500 or 600 years ago. So it's a breed from China.
500 or 600 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So not domestic, I guess, but
Kind of, well, I guess everything is from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Originally, so. Apparently they are smaller than Western pigs, but they have a quarter of the cholesterol of Western pigs. So the fat is much healthier for you. You can eat the fat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So they're native
yeah.
to China.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, that's what I heard. So in Takashimaya they are actually selling the meat fresh as well. So you can buy it for shabu shabu or something like that.
Cool.
But I think it's a little expensive. Like more expensive than mainland Japan.
I see. Yeah, that would make sense.
Pork,
Hence 700 yen for
some little
like
mincemeat.
two tiny portions, basically.
Yeah, so this comes with hot sauce as well.
Okay.
But I thought we'd try it without the hot sauce first, as it's made with an expensive pork.
Yeah.
And then add the hot sauce and see if it's spicy. Yeah.
So again, taco rice, from my understanding, made by someone in Okinawa. Okinawa has a lot of American influence there. From
Spam. They use spam in some dishes.
Oh my god.
Well, spam is also interestingly used in Korean dishes as well recently.
Is
like jjigae or stew. They actually have a stew in Korea called army stew. That's what it literally translates to. It's basically all the cheap stuff you can find. So instant noodles, spam.
And I guess that sounds appealing to somebody.
Yeah. I've had it.
Really?
It's alright. Yeah. We should try it sometime. Yeah. Korea review video or something. Not a fan of spam, I guess. So.
No, not a huge fan. Yeah, taco rice is basically the Japanese take on a Mexican dish.
Yeah, it's replacing the tortilla with rice. Basically, that's the only difference. So it's making a donburi out of taco.
Yeah.
Taco toppings.
It's usually served as like a plate of rice with some lettuce and tomato and some like minced meat on top. Maybe some hot sauce as well.
So it's the Tex-Mex taco filling.
Yeah.
Because in Mexico, I think tacos is like many things, seafood and
yeah.
Right, but it's always minced meat. it's always like the stereotypical taco, I guess. So, right.
Yeah.
But it can be delicious. I think. Yeah. It kind of works. Cheese and rice and meat together.
Taco rice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. It's good.
So we try it without the hot sauce.
Let's go.
I'm interested in the meat first. Itadakimasu.
Itadakimasu. Alright, that's pretty good.
Yeah. It's quite meaty.
Yeah. So today the only two things that were packaged in this dish were obviously the agu pork and the shredded cheese. The lettuce and the tomato and the rice were all fresh, right?
Shredded cheese is fresh too.
Okay.
So only the meat and the hot sauce.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Okay. So this is not a processed dish. This is pretty fresh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
You kind of taste the usual spices you would in taco meat. So it's like a little bit of cumin paste, I think.
Yeah.
Some chili powder or something in there. It's not spicy.
No. Quite mild, how it's served now. I gotta say, I like it like this.
Yeah.
Though I could still enjoy it with several added levels of spiciness, I think.
You want to try it with the hot sauce?
No.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's quite different with the hot sauce.
It's immediately different. Yeah.
Obviously, it's slightly more spicy, but also the flavor changes.
Yeah. The hot sauce is not just chili; it's got some other flavor to it.
It's a bit more. What? It's got more aroma to it.
Like by and large, Japanese don't eat very spicy things. Or they certainly don't eat them on a regular basis, so they don't build up the tolerance that some people in other countries do.
Yeah.
But they will do like the gekikara challenge noodle, and then probably spend 3 days in bed afterwards in hospital. But like they don't eat spicy food with a regularity that probably people in America or UK do. So generally, like, be aware that hot food is weaker than in other countries. It's toned down usually.
And also, the whole idea of hot sauce is much bigger in America. I'd imagine in England too.
Yeah.
Where you can get like designer hot sauces or craft hot sauces made by like tiny companies. I liked it without the hot sauce, and I liked it with the hot sauce. With no hot sauce, it was more of a cheesy flavor.
Okay.
I felt that after adding the hot sauce, it kind of lost the cheesy flavor.
Interesting.
But it gained a lot more. So.
For me, like when it added that hot sauce, it lost a bit of the meaty flavour a little bit. You couldn't taste like the meatiness as much. It kind of took over a little bit. But I like it with both too, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's why you can just add it halfway through and you can enjoy both experiences. So.
Yeah. So I would give it an equal score with and without hot sauce.
Yeah, me too. Could you taste that agu pork is different to regular pork?
Not really.
No.
I'd have to like calibrate my mouth to figure that out.
I don't know if this is the best showcase for agu pork though, because with like taco meat, you can basically use any meat and it would taste nice. But like taco rice is something you would do tacos with cheaper cuts, not expensive cuts.
Yeah.
In Mexico, they use cheaper meat in tacos. I think. So I'd like to try agu pork in like shabu shabu or something, just straight.
Not considering the price, I would give this a 4.5.
Oh, pretty high.
Yeah.
Okay. It's tasty. It's really good. So.
Yeah. Considering that the 2 portions of the pork alone was 700 yen for like this much basically. It's still good, so I give it a 4 considering the price.
Me too. I was thinking the same. Yeah.
Wow. We're like on the same wavelength here.
We know Okinawa stuff, I think. So, yeah. Would you like some dessert?
We have dessert?
We do. Yeah.
What do we have today?
3 of the same dessert, 3 different varieties. Alex, have you ever had Chinsukou? Chinsukou.
What is it?
It's called Chinsukou. See that?
Chinsukou.
Yeah.
No. I don't know this. What is this?
So this is a kind of biscuit made from flour and lard. And it's very similar to yeah, it's very similar to like a shortbread, like a Scottish shortbread. It's actually a very, very old snack. So it dates back to the Ryukyu era, Ryukyu time. That era started about 700 years ago. So it's a very long history of this snack. So the origin of it is unclear. So some people think it originates with Portuguese traders, like the bolo, which is a kind of snack in Portugal. And some people think it originates from China. There's also a similar snack there. Do you like sweets, like very sweet things? I think this is quite sweet.
Yeah, I like sweet stuff.
I feel like this would be good with tea, so we're drinking tea right now. So
that's right, yes. A little bit more tea left. So this one is Yukishio, it says.
They're all Yukishio.
Okay.
So they all use that. Yukishio means snow salt.
Okay.
Salt, yeah. So it means like a very powdery salt. Sugar and I think salt are both also famous products of Okinawa. Dark sugar, maybe, is famous.
Oh, like brown
sugar. Kurumitsu.
Yeah, that's a whole nother like
video
area of topic. Like in America we say brown sugar. In Japan they say black sugar.
I thought first we could try the plain one.
Okay.
They come in individual packs of 2, like this. They're quite cheap. These were just 100 yen. So there's about 4 packs in here.
Immediately it's very crumbly.
There you go. So this is the plain Chinsukon.
Okay.
Let's try it. It's a little salty, right?
It's much crunchier than I imagined.
It's crunchy, and then as you eat it, it kind of melts, disappears.
Ooh, that's a good combination. Sweet and salty.
Yeah.
I've probably said this on the show before, but it's my favorite combination. Like chocolate covered salted pretzels or something like that.
It's a little buttery as well.
Yeah.
Buttery. You can taste like the lard or some.
You can taste the sugar too. It's very crystallized.
So the next variety is milk flavor. It's exactly the same thing, same company, same packaging.
Okay, so we have the original just now. This one's the milk flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, you can smell the milk, I think. It's got like a dairy, creamy smell.
Wow. It's got like a hint of like vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's right, yeah. Tastes like vanilla ice cream.
It's like a vanilla ice cream cookie.
Vanilla ice cream shortbread cookie.
Like the really good vanilla too.
Yeah.
That you get from like a...
Yeah, it doesn't taste cheap, right? It tastes...
Yeah. Like an upscale ice cream shop. Imagine that. That biscuit, that cookie, like kind of stuck on the top of an ice cream cone.
That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be boss.
The next one is a 3 variety pack. And it has the plain one. I guess we already tried that one. But this one also has black sugar. And this one also has sweet potato.
All right. That's another famous product from Okinawa is sweet potato.
Yeah, I'm guessing that one's... So this one's going to be the black sugar, the dark brown one.
Yeah, that must be.
And the pink one is going to be the sweet potato.
So sweet potato.
Sweet potato.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, that's the crunchiest so far.
Mm. Yeah, the texture is not as flaky or it's not like melty. That one's more like just a cookie.
Yeah.
Like a biscuit. This one doesn't say the Yukishio, so I'm thinking that might be the difference.
That could be.
Because like snow powder would make it lighter, maybe.
Yeah. I imagine all three of these are going to have a similar texture.
The sweet potato taste was immediate in that one for me.
For me, it took a couple of seconds.
Really?
Yeah. It really hit like on the back and the sides of my tongue.
But it's quite strong, right? Prominent sweet potato
It is.
taste.
Yeah.
Japanese sweet potato, not Western sweet potato. Japanese sweet potato has a little different taste, especially in sweets, like when they add honey or caramel to Japanese.
Also, it's typically a slightly different color too. It's like more purple, more pinkish brown sometimes. Yeah.
So the last one is black sugar.
Alright.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
I can taste the black sugar.
Yeah.
It's quite nice. Again, quite intense.
This is the most standard tasting one so far.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like if it would just be like a normal, slightly sugary biscuit. Right?
yeah. Because so many things use brown sugar, so I think your favorite is.
Let's say them at the same time.
Okay.
So number one.
Number one.
Countdown.
So number one is the best.
Best. Yeah.
Okay. 3,
3, 2,
1.
1.
Milk.
Kikisho.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That was easy.
3, 2,
2,
1. Plain Yukishu.
Yeah, regular. Okay.
Number 3.
3, 2, 1.
Sweet potato.
Yes. Okay.
So,
4, 3, 2, 1. Black sugar.
sugar.
Okay.
Yeah, we agreed.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think so.
So there's a consensus. Wow. Like every step of the way so far
Yeah,
today.
today's video. Everything the same. I would buy both the Yukishio ones again, for sure.
Me too. Yeah. And again, I think the Yukishio ones would go great with ice cream.
Speaking of that, do you know Garigarikan?
Garigarikan? Yeah, he's like my best friend.
There's a Chinsukou Garigarikan.
Really?
I had it one time, so
Really?
yeah.
Is it like a special edition?
Special edition. Yeah.
That's insane.
I think it might still be available. In Japan, Garigarikan is, what do you say, popsicle in America? Like ice lolly? How do you say that? I don't know what the word is.
A popsicle.
Popsicle.
An ice lolly.
An ice lolly in England. A popsicle.
Yeah, it's like a popsicle.
It's just a frozen ice lolly. It's very cheap. It's like 60 yen or something.
Yeah.
There's
like
a
under
Mikan one. There's a Ehime one. Mikan one.
That'll be a fun episode to do, to review different flavors of Garigarikan.
They melt quickly, so logistically we'd have to be fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. They melt very fast.
They have
Sometimes
they make some insane flavors for that too.
Yeah. Recently I had a ginger ale one.
Have you tried the pasta flavored one?
Napolitan, no.
Yeah.
Pasta popsicle. But the Chinsukou one is really good. It's the best one I've had, so it's like a vanilla taste, and inside it's got like creamy, like whipped cream almost, clotted cream, and on the inside
of the Garigarikan?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
really.
then they mixed the biscuits into the cream.
Whoa.
So you can taste like the crunchy biscuit pieces inside.
That's way more premium than the typical Garigarikan.
It's called Garigarikan Premium.
Okay.
So yeah. Well, this was a fun episode. I think.
It was.
So, yeah, Okinawa food. So
I feel like I just spent the evening in Okinawa.
There are actually lots of other famous dishes, so this won't be the last Okinawa food review we do, I think. So we serve Goya.
Yes.
Goya is a very famous thing. And there are some other interesting dishes like lafute. We could try braised pork.
Lafute. I don't know lafute.
Lafute is like, I think we had it together. It's like the cubes of pork, like the layer of fat on top. You eat it with the mustard. Pork belly.
Recently?
No, a few years ago.
Okay. I probably forgot.
Well, as always, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any comments about Okinawan food, any dishes you know in Okinawa you'd like us to try, I think we can find them.
Yeah.
Maybe make them. So yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
We're taking all requests right now.
This was actually part 1 of the Okinawa series this week. So part 2 will be a drink review, and that'll be out next Sunday.
All right.
Okay, guys, thanks for watching.
Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like. Please consider subscribing, and we'll see you next time.